Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Tuesday. It's the day after we got the PLDT connection fixed, so I was able to get all the videos uploaded up until yesterday. So we will be back on schedule very soon. I will have to probably just kind of skip a couple of days when there's not a lot going on, and then we will be sort of like semi-live on our uploads. So you'll be getting the videos the same day like I always do that I normally do the recording. Well, anyway, this morning the workers are here, and I don't know what's going on down. Oh, yep, we're finishing up the plaster coat on this plant box down here, and at the same time the beginning of the Pebble Rock, which is going inside the formwork that Robert worked on yesterday over here on his first planter, is going to be installed. Well, let's go ahead and get today started, and then we'll continue on about any changes, updates, or plans for today. So, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, I'm really excited about the growth of the Indian mango that we have here in the backyard. Remember, the Indian mango is it's not a dwarf variety, but it's much smaller than the native mango trees that they have here all over the Philippines. The regular mango tree that they have here, it grows huge. Basically, if we had one mango tree if we put it right in the center of this backyard, it would be the entire backyard. We wouldn't have room for anything else. It grows huge. But the Indian mango that we have here, which is doing really well, and it loves the sunlight, we just need to make a little bit broader of a base of the mulch line that goes around the bottom of it to feed the roots. But it's doing great, and we can prune it back. Even though it's a smaller variety, we can still continue to prune it back so we can achieve the growth size that we want. And I really need to start moving some of these coconut trees. I need to start pulling some of them off of the Bahay Kubo Island back here. I just have way too many of the coconut trees. We're going to leave a couple back here, like I said. Now today, the guys are working, like I said, they're working on the planter boxes, both the finishing on the sides and the beginning of the Pebble Rock. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Robert is doing on the Pebble Rock installation here. Now right now it just looks like a big gobbledygook of concrete inside there. But what will happen as it starts settling, he'll leave it on there for just a little while, and as it starts curing the concrete inside the Pebble Rock, he'll take a sponge and he'll rub over the top of the sponge, and we'll clean off the concrete mix, the residue of the concrete, so it ends up looking like this. So we'll detail that as the process goes with putting the Pebble Rock in. Marlon, who's working on this box right here, I asked him to fix kind of some of the area back here that was ripped apart when they did the Pebble Rock in that area. When they put the formwork and they pulled the formwork off, it left these big gouging holes inside there. So he used some of the plastic coat that he's using for the planter box to kind of patch that up. And then later on, what we'll do is we'll put some base coat like the boys in 701, and then we'll put the final coat of paint back in that area there. We'll probably do that in a lot of places. There's a lot of touch-up that needs to be done. I'm still hoping that my builder will finish everything that is supposed to be done here as far as touch-up goes, because there's a lot of things at the post portion of your build before you have delivery of your home from your builder. Everything should be 100%. When you have him build a new house for you, it should look like a new house when you take delivery. So, and not just when you take delivery, within 1 year, if you have any problems after that. The average amount is about a year. If you have any cracks or anything like that that need to be fixed, he should be responsible for fixing all that. And because the main thing is because it has to do with settling and improper construction techniques that will cause some of the failures. Now, I got to tell you, I love the way the grass feels after a night of gentle rain. The bluegrass that we have here that we decided to install, I think that was the perfect choice for us in this location right here. The bluegrass loves water, and you know, during rainy season, which is over the summer going into like September, October period, there's a lot of rain that comes down here, and the bluegrass will tolerate all that. Well, it doesn't only tolerate it, it thrives in very high watering conditions, because when we are in what I call drought, it's really not a drought, but you can go several days, a week without any rain around here. During the winter into after the first of the year, then you'll be doing a lot of watering out here yourself. Now, something we have planned, and I will share with you when we do it, is we have a planned irrigation system for the backyard, and that's the pop-up sprinkler system. And it's going to be automated, that you can do on Wi-Fi, just like the system that we have in the US. So stand by for that episode once we start doing the installation. I have to do a little bit more research, because in the US it's very easy. In the US, what we use for irrigation systems, we use PVC. PVC, it's not tolerant to UV rays, and they have a lot of UPVC here in the Philippines, but it's not necessarily for you to pay the extra expense for UPVC piping when all your pipes are buried. If your pipes are buried, PVC works extremely well and will last a lifetime, as long as nobody digs through and makes a crack inside your PVC itself, and it's inexpensive. Now, I sent over a lot of couplers and joints and connectors and everything like that for PVC pipe. Now, they do have PVC pipe here as well, but if we decide to go with something like the UPVC PPR pipe or something like that they have here, I need to make sure that whatever type of a PVC glue that we use, that it's compatible with. If there's two different types of pipe, I need to make sure that they're compatible. Now, something I've mentioned in some of the previous videos about lawns, making selection of your lawn sod. The Philippines, the majority of homeowners select one of three types of grass for their yard. It's either going to be carabao, froggrass, or bluegrass, like we installed here at Villa Feliz. Now, I think for the grass blocks, my preference anyway, out of all three of those, are the bluegrass, because to me it's more of a natural grass. It's what we're normally used to in North America. But the bluegrass works extremely well in the grass blocks out here, and the main reason is it's dense. It's very dense. If you choose something like the carabao or the froggrass, it's more of a broadleaf type of a grass blade that comes off the top, and it's kind of scraggly. The bluegrass, it's very thick and very dense, and it fills in really well once you have a good topper coat. Like, for instance, I've showed you in the past, just this area in the front of the entranceway, this was the first place that we put grass in, and you'll see how it has spread, and it's almost like a lawn effect on the grass blocks. Now, I'm hoping eventually all this area will become filled in just like that, and you really won't see the grass blocks. And I know a lot of people, a lot of the subscribers say, but the grass blocks are so beautiful, especially when you see it from the drone shots above, and you see the nice red clay effect of the driveway going down inside there. But remember, this is a farm lot, and a farm lot, the reason it's qualified for a farm lot is because you only take up 25% of your lot space. It can be for the footprint of buildings and shelters, such as the house, or if we had a garage, or if you had some type of a maintenance building or something like that. And that includes driveways. So if this were all pavers and all you saw was just pavers, that would be part of the 25%. So we don't want to make this a space out here where the driveway is part of that 25%. So we wouldn't qualify for the farm lot tax deduction. Now, speaking of the grass, I think I'm going to have probably by the end of the day, one of my tasks today is probably going to have to be to cut the yard. I've been averaging, I think, about once every 2 weeks for cutting the yard here, and that's really good, because in the U.S. we have centipede grass in our yard in South Carolina, and I will tell you, I cut the grass 2 times a week there. About every 3 to 4 days I have to cut the grass during the summertime. Now remember, over the wintertime, during this period right now in the U.S. in November through March, there is no cutting of the grass because the grass turns brown. It looks like it's dead, but it's just gone into like a hibernation, dormancy kind of a mode over there. And that's why I like the Philippines so much, is that 365 days out of the year, it's just like this. It never changes over here. We get a little bit cooler weather. We have a rainy season, we have drier season, but it is green, particularly in this part of the island of Luzon and Batangas area right here, in the Lipa area. The elevation is perfect here. The temperatures are great. So far, I haven't had to use the air conditioning units inside the house because it's a comfortable temperature. We have to use the fan, the little oscillating fan in there from time to time, but it's very comfortable with that, and it's also more cost effective to use a fan on the inside. So for location-wise, this part of the Philippines is an extremely desirable area for temperatures and for the nice breeze that we get here, and its location and proximity to the ocean. For those of you who like ocean, we're probably about an hour in all directions for the west coast or to the south of us right here from being able to get to the ocean. Now, while the two of those guys are working outside on the planter, I think I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and install those cleanouts to the PVC pipe that goes down to the septic tank for the basement comfort room. It's kind of hot outside right now. I should probably wait a little bit longer until the sun moves a little bit further over to the west. But there might be some shade out there now. So let me go ahead and get that done. It's got to be done. I got the PVC cement, I got the 2 caps and the couplers, and I'll go ahead and make that connection. Okay, they got the first of the planter boxes, the Pebble Rock on the top, the topper on the box itself. Now they're not going to remove the bottom piece of the formwork right here yet because this is actually, Robert, I think this is his first time doing the Pebble Rock. Last time we had a couple other of the crew members doing the Pebble Rock, and I noticed one of them, you remember the one that destroyed the entire bottom section? It just fell apart. Well, the top portion, you can remove the formwork you can clean up, and it's okay. It seems to hold really well. But if you pull apart the bottom section of the formwork too early, what ends up happening, it starts chipping. The bottom pieces start popping out. So you don't really see too much of the bottom anyway, especially around there. The only problem is it's kind of difficult to clean later on after it's hardened. But remember, this is going to have the stonework that's almost going to be to the point that you see right here, but just slightly inside this little ledge here of the pebble rock. So you're not really going to notice the blending between the stonework, which is gray, and a little bit of the gray that has, you're not going to be able to clean too good from the pebble rock right here. So that's going to be fine. We just want to be safe that it doesn't fall apart. Tomorrow they will be working on the pebble rock on that one, as well as pouring in this section here for the pebble rock that will finish this. Now what we're going to do for the rest of the steps all the way down, this section is going to have like one of those protective steps that has the little cuts, the little slits in it, so it's like a non-slip. Then it's going to be grass block. Then we're going to have on the rise, we're going to have some type of nice, like a Spanish, European, old world type of a tile that goes for the rise itself. I had picked up, I think I said this before, I had picked up some really nice tile. I have enough to do maybe 1 or 2 steps, and it was like, it was going to be my sample. And I bought it last year. I went way last year. And then I went back to the stores and they don't have it in stock anymore. At least the stores that I went to. Maybe it's in one of the other Wilcon. I actually got it at Wilcon. So I'm going to continue to look and see if I can find it. If not, I have to come up with another tile. There's so many really neat tiles out there these days. Now you can see right here on the front of the house, I finished this area. No more do we have a 7-Up bottle sticking up out of the ground, and no more do we have this big piece of concrete sticking up out of the ground anymore. Actually, it's sitting over there by the coconut tree. But what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to water this back in. I put the sod that I removed, I put it back in. I added a little bit more topsoil for the fill-in. And in a couple of weeks' time, 2 or 3 weeks' time, you won't even notice anything happened here. And that will be a thing of the past. And this will be beautiful right up against the wall of the house. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do the watering. Now that's the first leaf that I can see that's green on the date palms that I planted back here. Remember, I have 4 of them planted from those dates that one of our subscribers, Muhammad, gave me the dates, and I took the seeds out of them and I germinated them in the kitchen. And it seems like I have 1 growing. Now, I think the percentage rate for germinating any of the seeds, it's like 60%. So out of 10 of them, you'll have 6 of them that will probably produce and grow, and 4 of them that won't do anything. And that's pretty much, that's exactly what I got. I took 10 of them and I put them inside a paper towel, wrapped them up, put them in a cool, dark area inside the kitchen, and I got 6 of them that grew, and there was 4 of them that didn't do anything. So that statistic was pretty accurate. Well, anyway, I am hoping at least 1 of them out here grow. I'm hoping that's 1 of them right there. So let's go ahead and capture what was done today, like we normally do at the end of the day. The primary focus for today was those plant boxes. But we also worked on the concrete threshold between the street and the backyard for the service gate back here. Well, since we're back here, we'll start with this one right here. These guys did a super job, and it was Marlon. Marlon did most of the work on this today, and I want you to see the quality work he did on this concrete threshold. Nice job, nice cleanup. The grass is going to go really well to that. And I already decided back over there, the area that Hapone is showing us right now, that's that half-meter area between the sidewalk and the fence line. Well, that I'm going to put the grass blocks just in that area right there, because that is really reserved for planting. But since it's a service entrance, you can't put plants inside there because you'll drive right over it, obviously. So we'll put some grass blocks in it, we'll grow some grass, and then we'll start populating the outside of the fence line with some really nice plants out there as well. Oh my, yeah, I have no idea when this is going to be ready to be picked, but this is the lemon. It's got to be close to being ready, and we'll make some lemonade and maybe use it for a smoothie or something like that. I don't know why I only have one on that. Both times I got one, it went away. Well, the first one disappeared. I don't know if one of the puppies ran away with it. No, my gardener said he put it inside the kubo and it disappeared in the kubo somehow. Who knows? But anyway, also today you see the pebble rock. This was it's almost complete. Still have to pull away the formwork underneath the bottom. Robert did a wonderful job here. Both Robert and Marlon were working on this, and they're doing some really fantastic work. And remember, underneath the stonework, the same stonework that we have here on the fence post is going to be going into that. Tomorrow, this one I suspect will get completed. I think the formwork will be done tomorrow. By close of business tomorrow, I think the pebble rock will be completed on this as well. So that's what was done here. And also in the front yard, you saw earlier, we don't have to go visit up there. In the front yard, I did the cleanouts for the septic tank, for the bathroom, the comfort room inside the basement. So that was done. So we're slowly getting things cleaned up. Now, eventually what's going to happen is once all this gets done, there's going to have to be another coat of paint done. There's going to have to be some cleanup done because you see, obviously people have identified we have some stains that are running down the side, and that's from the concrete nails that are up behind the precast. But we'll do a quick touch-up. We are going to have a blessing of the house in December and a housewarming in January. So we'll have all that done hopefully before we have any of our special events here at Villa Feliz. Now, one thing I didn't show you that I worked on today, I did kind of a clean out. I got to take my slippers, my outside slippers, and use my inside slippers here. I cleaned up the garage quite a bit today. I did some sweeping. Let me turn on the light because it's the end of the day and it's getting a little dark. I did some general housekeeping inside here of the floor, some floor maintenance, some sweeping, some mopping, and getting this area a little bit cleaner, a little bit organized. I'm going to be also starting to move some of the construction material, the debris, the residue that I know we won't be using, save the good stuff, and get rid of a lot of stuff that I know we won't be using later on. That will be happening over the next week as well, a little bit at a time. So that was another one of the projects I worked on today. Now, something I did want to mention, even though we're not going to go visit the area I covered up for the septic tank cleanouts. I don't know if you were watching, and because I did it in the slow motion, slow motion video, and I know there are lots of subscribers that when I do the slow motion videos, they do a frame by frame. I don't know why, but they do a frame by frame looking at a lot of the things that go on in the slow motion video. And you're hardcore if you do that. You're a hardcore subscriber. But I know they're going to catch me on this, and I just want to clarify before the question or the comment comes up. Now, you saw me taking the PVC cement. It's like a PVC glue adhesive. And I took my finger and I put my finger inside the container of the PVC adhesive, the PVC glue, and I put it around the PVC and put it on it. Now, that's not the right way to do it. I will tell you that's not the right way. Now, my dad used to say something a long time ago to me. He used to say, do as I say, don't do as I do. And I thought to myself, wow, that's kind of like a dictatorish kind of a statement. Even as a kid, I was thinking stuff like that. But my dad actually had lots of good advice all the time. So what I'm going to say, instead of saying it in that kind of terminology, I'm going to say, do as I recommend, not as you see me doing sometimes, because sometimes we take shortcuts, and sometimes shortcuts aren't the safest way to do things. You know, getting glue on your finger, especially if you have a little cut or something like that, it's really not good. And who knows the effects of chemicals and stuff like that on your skin and your body and your health. So anyway, and I will tell you why I did it like that. Because when you buy PVC glue in the US, it comes in a container and it has a little brush inside there, a little ball. There's a ball inside there, a little fuzzy ball, and that's what you use to apply your adhesive to your PVC. And it's done like that for a purpose, because it's the safest way of doing it. But as you know, in the Philippines, a lot of times safety is discounted, and they don't do that because it would be an additional cost to put that additional swab inside there. And I think that's the main reason they do it, because they don't want to pay for the additional cost. But I recommend, if you're doing PVC, get one of those swabs yourself, or get something to dip inside that container and use that to wipe around your PVC. Don't do what I did today. Anyway, enough about those kind of lessons. Well, today was a great day. I can see progress, even though we only have 2 people working right here. Every single day is progress, and we're getting close to where I want to be, and I have the comfort level where I can do some things as well here myself. So that being said, I'm going to close for today, and tomorrow is another day. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day.